Hey all, Board Game Rants here. We'll find everything solo, tabletop gaming, and more. Vindication! Got the overview and unboxing, and some extra goodies it looks like. Coming right up. So I got this at my friendly local game store, and it came with, I think they did sort of the Kickstarter thing for this, and they got some extra goodies here for me. Got leaders and alliances. Now that's a little pack that goes, there's an expansion, and they had that expansion. Let's see, our 12-card community pack, and this Took guy, who I believe is a good guy. I believe you when you kill the dragon or something, then he does the finishing touches. It's more of a, not an integral piece, but more of a cool-looking game piece than anything else. But back to that expansion actually has an official solo variant, but I have not read good things about the official solo variant. And with this game, though, I found a number of solo variants, but I settled on this one, which looks pretty slick. There's actually one that, again, there was three. This one's based on one of those, and this one looked to be the most well put together. A for presentation anyway. I mean, look at that. It's fantastic. This fan-made stuff is pretty incredible. So, I've yet to know if I like it or not, but anyway, so I just got the base game with the, oh my gosh, and this is kind of interesting too. This has got like, it's, there's the box, and then on the outside of the box, I've never seen this before, on the outside of the box is there's a lot of punch board, like it didn't fit in the box. So I'm assuming that once this all gets punched out, that it will fit in the box. That's the plan anyway. I'm pretty sure that's what they're meaning, but I can't say that that I've ever seen anything like that happen before. This got some real good ratings. Look at that. Top 5 game of the year. All these pretty high-end reviewers there. So let's get after this box and see what we got. Okay, wrap off. And this is, looked like the back of the box, but I wonder if the back of the box actually has this on the back of the box. So, yeah, lots of cool expanded content in here. Lots of it. Guilds and Monument expansion. Myths and Wonders. Treachery. Jewel Crafter map. Pet Menagerie. Well of Wishes. Sacred Stones map. 6 building site map regions. And it has these detailed miniatures, which, to my understanding, are just kind of, more there to look pretty than anything, but it comes with these custom tray systems. I hear that this is very slick. Like when you open up this box, we're about to find out, but a lot of this stuff is already like unboxed for you. I mean, just ready to go. 9 engraved metal medallions, lots of stuff. And then here's these packs. I don't know what's in them. What a community pack here. Contains 12 brazenly unplay-tested cards for Vindication board game designed by the community. Just trust them. Oh, but I do. So, Leaders and Alliances medallion. Well, I don't have the Leaders and Alliances expansion, so we'll see. And then this guy, of course, the Tuk. All right, let's flip this off to the side. Get in. Okay, so now, son of a... Okay, these are all... Oh, yeah, let's just... Okay, there we go. Yep. In fact, same. Let me unwrap these. All right, here we go. All unwrapped. This is some thick, meaty stuff here. This is heavy. So we've got, from what I can see, this will be kind of our standard board. When you're playing, you're going to have this thing. You're going to have cubes on these 3 bowls, if you will. And this is one of the things that really drew me to this game, is this whole premise. Is you'll have cubes here in your potential, bunch of cubes in your influence, some in your conviction. They're just your colored cubes. It just depends on where they are on this board and the other board that determines what they mean and what they can do for you. I find that very intriguing. Gaia Project was like that with its little, well, and even Terra Mystica, with its little power bowl, and you could use power for just about like anything in some capacity, and I just love that mechanic. So I'm super stoked. That's one of the biggest things that drew me in about this game. So anyway, so this will be a player board. And then we got these little tiles that affect our movement. We got, I believe these are little tiles. It's sort of like a set collecting element to this as well. You want to collect certain attributes and have the highest strength. And well, strength is one of the attributes, but have the most of a certain attribute to be able to get the Victory points at the end. These are tiles that are going to end up out on our board as we explore the land. And then this, I believe, is one of the expansions. I don't know what it's called, but I think that's an expansion board. And here we are. Yeah, that's another cool thing about this game. We are wretched, guilt-ridden scumbags. We, very generally, I believe the premise is we got thrown overboard by our crew who hated us, thought we were just the most miserable, vile beings on the face of whatever, if this is a planet. And we washed up ashore and get revived by our, we'll start with a companion. So, and then we can become vindicated. Once you hit a certain number in honor, and then and all of your potential is moved over into influence, you can become vindicated, which makes you a little stronger, gives you some points. Interesting stuff. Okay, over here. More player board, another guilt-ridden scumbag, more movement stuff, more of the same. Building sites. I understand if you incorporate some of the expansion material, you can actually play a variant where you can dictate where certain things come out on the board as opposed to just coming out randomly. So that's kind of a cool little feature. So there's all that stuff. Slide that over. We got more tiles that are going to go out on board, more player stuff, more of the same. Scooching this. Oh, there's a bunch of... Oh, yeah. This variant, everybody would get their own board. So, whatever that variant is, and I forget what it's called. More and more tiles that go on the board. Movement. More guilt-ridden scumbags. Zoop, derp, dub. More of those tiles. Okay, all right. Moving on. There we go. Okay. Well, I think that covers all of the big meaty, and these are no joke. I mean, these are thick. That is thicker than your average punch board stuff. That's that's high quality, high speed material right there. Are we ready to take a look at what's inside that box? I know I am. Let me flip this thing over. Okay. Let me try to jiggle this thing. All right, got the lid just cracked a little bit here. We got some cool little, I don't know, looking like flavored text around the edges, around the perimeter. No, don't you dare. Get back up. Ooh, sneak peek. Okay, believe in the road you've chosen, who you've elected to become, blah, 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 blah. Yaddy, bloody, blur, blurs. No greater mark of heroism than blah, 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 blah. That's one thing, too. I've heard people call it, vindication. There's kind of a difference between vindication and redemption. Whatever. I see it. Vindicated means like, I was right the whole time. It's okay to be a bad person. Redemption means you're kind of actually trying to become a better person. But whatever, when you play this game, it doesn't look like you're doing the most heroic things. You just get some honor for being, so-so. Maybe you're trying to prove that, I didn't deserve to get, thrown over the board like so much waste, I don't know. Maybe that's the premise they're going for. Okay, well, and then we go over here. We got some more of this cool-looking stuff to read. I will read later. Let's take a look here. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, the rule book. We got some art and lore as well. Let's take a quick peek. And yes, I've already read the rules to this online. And the game, actually, it looks like just a beast of a game and very complicated. When really, like I said, you're just kind of moving these cubes that are just around the board to help you buy stuff, and then you get all sorts of things. But everything kind of looks very like all the mechanics are kind of similar. So once you get how the mechanics of the game work, getting a tile, how to use a companion, what a trait means, and just the general steps you take in a turn, which is basically 3 steps. So here's all, and there's a whole appendix for every thing, and even though on the pieces themselves, I feel like they almost say exactly like what they say over there, but there's a nice appendix here to clear up any discrepancies. And I believe this is the second printing of it. I don't know, but so they've fine-tuned some stuff. Here's all where they start talking about the expanded content. And so here is it just comes with tons of fun little expansion-y stuff, modular stuff that you can add in as you please, all of it or none of it, kind of deal. I'm a kind of guy that likes it all in there, which is another reason why, too, the solo variant. This one actually incorporates, I believe, most all of the expansions, where some of them didn't. And, you know, I want to experience as much of the game as I can. So there is all that. And then here's everything that comes in the game. Quite a bit of material. And, you know, for the well, you know, the $100 price point, it seems like there's quite a bit here. Let's take a look in this box. Yes, we got a little bit of lore here. This is good. This is kind of standard manual thickness. This is fun, though. I love this, being able to just kind of go through and learn a little bit about the game. Kind of brings you right in. Some cool looking art. Fun stuff. Quite a bit, too. Quite a bit. Okay. Pets. Very nice. So, look at these. Look at these game trays. My last experience with these game trays was in Euphoria with the Ignorance is Bliss expansion. And these things are just, I mean, they're like very, very well done and unique. They like make them for the game. Game Trays does. So they've got, you know, this is very custom for Vindication. So things are going to fit in here just perfect. It looks wicked. It looks like, I don't know, like a cockpit of a spaceship or something. I don't know. Awesome. Let's see here. What do we got? We got some boards. So here is, oh yeah, so here's if you fight this big bad guy. Just double. No, gosh, just one big thick. Yeah, they're not messing around with their cardboard here. This is thick stuff. 4 to 5 players if you're trying to beat this dragon thing, and you beat it playing 2 to 3 players. That's one of the expansions. Okay, so here's all these. So these are the individual trays for each player, and you'll have stuff that'll you'll keep right in there, and then I guess in the future, after taking all this stuff out of here, you'll just place, everybody will get their own little thing, and you'll be able to just, like, you know, I'm going to be this color, bam, and it's everything you need in this very cool, tidy looking little tray. Pretty cool. And there's a bunch of them here. 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. Very cool. Getting down into some miniatures here. Very nice. These are pretty darn good looking miniatures. I'm not a big miniature guy, so I don't know what's high quality or not, but these look pretty cool. But again, I think they serve a very limited purpose, and they're more just, you know, for those people who really like to look that sort of thing. Oh my gosh, look at this. These are heavy. So this is metal. There's metal stuff going on here. I think some of the standees you use for your guys are these metal pieces, which is kind of interesting. So your character on the board is going to be represented, I believe, by, and then some of these are for an expansion. There's that. Holy mother! Look at these. These are not your average size die. These are big. That's big. Here's a reaching over. Here's an average, you know, normal size die. There's that. That's yeah, those are big. Those are big dice to roll right there. So interesting. And I believe you roll these. This one you'll roll whenever you fight, and this one you'll roll to see what attributes you gain for certain things, but fighting as well. So very nice. And let's just continue on. Slide you people on over. And what do we got here? Okay, more cool stuff here. Wow, that looks somewhat fragile. No, it's pretty wicked, though. That is. Some fun stuff. Very well, you know, this tray is made for these things specifically. More miniatures. So the scum bag. Now, I've heard some bad things about this bag. Well, other than the fact that it's very awesomely named, and this is where you're going to draw tiles to see what you play. What comes out on the board as you explore, but I guess it's pretty darn tiny, you know, and to fit your hand in there and to be able to shuffle around the tiles, and this is pretty is pretty, you know, and I don't have the biggest hands, but you can see that's not a very big bag. But I guess the expansion, that was one thing, the expansion comes with a huge bag. So that's, you know, maybe that's the real reason to buy the expansion. Anyway, so we got the standees here. We got the player pieces. Here's your cube, whatever color you pick. You're going to take these, you're going to set them on your player board. And those are the cubes you're going to be pushing around in the different bowls, and then they'll come out on the board. Where is the board? Okay, well, I guess we're still getting there. Let's see here. Here's cards. We're going to have trait cards. We're going to have companion cards. We're going to have pet cards. We're going to have all sorts of cards, secret mission cards, lots of cards. There's that end game trigger cards, which is cool. This game ends a little differently. You draw a couple end game cards that are going to dictate how that game what will trigger the end game, and then over the course of the game, you'll draw more of them at certain times, which could quite suddenly, unexpectedly trigger end game. You still get a whole round to play, so it's not like Scythe where it just like shuts down, just boom, done. But that's cool. That's kind of intriguing. I like that idea. Here we go. We got some map regions. So it looks like we got some player aids. Good looking player aids. A bunch of those. More of these cards. And hopefully a game board. Ah, there it is. Okay, let me see. It looks like that's the last thing. Let me see if I can get it out of here. All right, managed to get it out of there. This is definitely an odd shape. If I can open the darn thing with one. Okay, here. Whoop. Yes. And, oh, yes. The double-sided is double-sided. Don't remember why that is. There's probably a one to, a few player 2 to 3 and then a 4 to 5 player board. I don't know. I don't quite remember. But anyway, as we're going out, you're going to start with your guy on one of these spaces. And it's interesting, you'll move in these triangle areas. Here is where you'll move, and then the tiles are going to develop right in there, so it'll look a little like, let me set something up here real quick. So this is just a quick, representative. You draw your card here, you're thrown overboard, it's going to have you starting in a certain area and getting a particular companion that saves you. Arn, the first son of steel. It's going to help you, looks like, with your strength attribute there. You got your board here filled up. You got a certain amount of influence and potential and conviction to work with. And out here on the board, you've started maybe on 9, it's told you, and then you're gonna venture out into these triangle spaces. And as you venture out, you get to reach into this bag, and you get to grab, which I can feel is why this is a pretty dang tight bag. But you might, throw out a sacred stones, and in that way, each game, your board is going to develop with different tiles. And of course, you have all the expansions. You can switch out some and add some. Then you're going to take an action on those tiles. Then you can activate one of your companions. You can use your influence to activate a companion, and then you can get to do special stuff. You can take conviction, and there's an area control aspect to the game, and you can gain honor, and whoever has the most honor at the end of the game wins. This is a very cool little player token. Again, it's metal. I don't know that I've ever... It's not the coolest looking thing, but it's definitely one of the finest, it feels fun to move around on the board. It's just very weighty. And you can see there's going to be like color code. I don't have them all out, but you got purple cards here in this purple area. There'll be blue cards in here and green cards there. And you're going to go out and explore the land and add more companions and get relics and defeat monsters and change your attributes. It's got a very cool... I didn't realize, but it's got little page numbers too here. So if you're ever wondering, like in the official rule book where certain things are, it's got... This is very well laid out, all the different map tiles. And you go out, you do your thing. In this case, there was a couple endgame triggers that I drew, so maybe these would be your endgame triggers. And you'll have a different set each time. You'll have secret quests to go on. Oh my gosh, there's just so many cool, fun things to go. I can't see any game playing anywhere near the same each time. And that is my overview and unboxing of Vindication. I appreciate you watching. And until next time, I am Board Game Rants. I'm out.